So, as I said in my last video, I'm going to show you the correct way to attach your needlecraft project to your lap frame. Now, generally we like to recommend the smallest lap frame that will fit the project you're working on. As you can see, there's no creases or bends. Don't fold anything under to go into a smaller frame because you're going to create bulk as you roll it up, and the tension won't be able to be maintained. So this is one I've abandoned, or neglected probably is a better word. I am coming back to it, just not yet. So with that in mind, we are actually using the frame from our last video here. It is set up to go on one of our needlecraft stands in the shop, and if we have it squashed down to the size that would be appropriate for this canvas, somebody would trip over it, which isn't a good thing. So what we're going to do now is pin it into place. So you've got your grosgrain ribbons pointing, the top one pointing down and the bottom one pointing up on the underside, and we're going to pin this into place like this, and then we're going to sew it down. Now we do have people come in and they have pinned their needlework to the frame. I often find they pop. Usually you can see something and the pins popped out. It's not a disaster to, excuse me. Right, now your trusty all-purpose thread of choice, no cash for comments or label display here, just happens to be the one I like best. And we're just going to thread up your needle. Don't get too fussy about needles, just something that you've got lying around will do. And double the thread over just to give it a bit more robustness as you are tightening up the rods. Okay, so here we go. Now, some people like to have a stitch that has a lot more intense or a higher number of stitches across this lap frame. I don't find it makes that much difference myself, and I'm quite content with it. Just a nice even running stitch, not too big, just to ensure that it's holding your piece in place. Okay, now we'll tuck that in under that roll bar like that and just roll it down so you're rolling away the excess, and it's going to sit fairly straight and flat so that you make sure you're attaching your bottom of your project so there's no twist in it. So again, we're going to pin it into place just to hold it steady and ensure that it's going to be sewn evenly across the bar. Sometimes it's easier to just turn it round and stitch across with it away from you. Whatever works. Back up to the top, where purists in the guild will tell you you do need to start at the top and work down. And it is quite logical, because if you're not in a frame, your work falls away from you as you complete it, and it's less likely to get grubby. But in this situation, you're rolling the work on top of itself so that the right side is protected. Now, if you want extra tension, and you're on a larger frame than this, because the larger an area under tension, the less it can be maintained, you can string your cotton around the side arms and into the canvas to give it tension this way, sideways as well as long ways. The downside of that is you can't actually access this colour key, which I sometimes find I need to if I've been away from my work for a while and I can't remember what colours go where. Not such a problem if you actually really do a good colour match yourself rather than going with what's recommended on the colour keys. Other than that, that's how you use them. Fairly easy to do. Thanks for your time. Good luck with your next project.